Alright, I got an iPhone 6s here with a bad backlight. First thing I always do is confirm that it is the backlight, and in order to do that, I just disconnect the battery, reconnect it, plug a lightning cable into it, and then look at the middle of the screen with under a bright light, and look for an Apple logo. So if you see an Apple logo, then that'll confirm that it is indeed the backlight system. So once I confirm that, then I'll disconnect the battery, and take off the display connector. And here we are now. Okay, so second thing I always do is look at um, this filter right here. This is the one that always blows in the 6S. So I'll take my multimeter out and poke at it, and it doesn't look like it's loose. Somebody's already worked on this before. Anyways, it doesn't look like it's loose. It's shorted, which means that it's working. But here's the problem. When I test this backlight power, and I check it to ground, it is actually shorted to ground. So even though that filter is good, there's a short to ground somewhere on this system here. So I can do one of two things now. Let's get a ZXW and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so ZXW right here, this is the backlight system. Maybe I can bring up the schematics. I'm not going to bring up the schematics because I'm lazy. Anyways, so these are the components connected to this backlight filter here, okay? So these are the ones that you want to check for short to ground on. I'm tempted to just remove this first, because that way I don't have to desolder or shield. Sometimes there's a short underneath of the pad somehow. Or it could, it could be one of these big caps here, or a diode or something to that effect. Probably a cap. And this is a 10 microfarad 35 volter, which if you had to guess which cap it would be, it'd probably be a 2.2 microfarad or 10 microfarad, because those are the ones that usually blow first. So it's probably going to be this one or this one. But this is just a filter here. The only thing that can really happen is perhaps it's somehow bridged to one of the surrounding, like for instance this one. These are all ground pads, so, and this is a ground pad, so perhaps this somehow the solder, there's a bridge here somewhere, right, connected to the ground. Okay, so I think that's probably the easiest thing first, so that's what I'm going to do first. Since we know that this is almost always the problem with the backlight problem, I'm going to go ahead and remove it, because it doesn't look like it's been removed actually, even though somebody's worked on it. Let's rule this out first, and then we'll go from there. I'm starting to miss my my curved. There you go. Okay. So we know this filter is good. I'm just going to put it over here. And let me just clean this up now. Let me change tips here. So this is pretty clean here. I don't really see, I mean, the pads are still here, so I don't really see too much problem. So if I test this and it's still short, then I'm going to guess that it's probably the other one. Nope, short is gone. So once again, I didn't even have to remove this puppy from the logic board. So I don't know how this shorted, but my guess is that maybe the filter blew, or let's see. So the filter actually works, but I imagine that somehow something got shorted around here. Maybe this was touching this or something like that. There's a bead of solder. So that's it really. I'm just going to replace this filter here and call it a day. And I regret not doing this first before taking it out of the frame, because that just cost me an extra 10 minutes, 15 with reassembly. Always check the filter first. That's the #1 rule of Microsoldering Club. I feel like, uh-oh, I just lost my, where are my filters at? That sucks. Uh-oh. Man, I just lost my filters. Oh, here it is. I think that's it. Problem with DigiKey is that if the thing, if your line of components fall out of its bag, you're pretty much screwed because you don't know where it goes. I'm hoping this has got to be it. That's the only one that was out of the bag. Make sure I keep the ziplock clipped. You know what? This actually doesn't mean that it's not shorted, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't mean that it's not shorted actually. So let's make sure we check both of these pads to ground. Okay, so this is still shorted. So the problem does still exist actually. So the problem is most likely the cap under there, like I said. Okay. So it's just one side of the pad is not shorted. That's fine. What am I doing? I need to tin these pads. I don't even know if I should do that right. Well, yeah, let's just do it, since we know that this is not the problem. Alright, so that's easy. And let's just put this puppy back. And we'll troubleshoot further with the shield off. So I'm using a 3mm tip now on my JVC. Alright, so that's good. Let's just confirm one more time. Pretty sure it's no short, but so a little capped on. I like to put this big metal thing on it. I'll dissipate the heat. And then I like to take my, I'm just doing it closer to the camera. Okay, so basically I like to take my nozzle off, and I'm at 400 degrees Celsius with 400 degrees Celsius with airflow of 10, and basically I just kind of get one corner and just start lifting. It shouldn't really take too long to pop off. There it goes. Hope you guys were able to see that. It's hot. So you guys get a good picture of that? Alright, so that's removing the shield. Clean this goop off. And then let's go back to the microscope. So let's check the caps. I don't remember which ones they are. I think it's this one. Shorted. Oh, that diode looks so burnt right there. So let's check a diode. My guess is that it is jacked. So this is 1.1 volt going one way, and OL going the other way. Nope, getting voltage on both sides. So that diode is definitely bad. But a diode should not cause a short to ground. So we may have some other issues. Anyways, let's remove that diode first, and then we'll go from there. Alright. Guess I'll go this way. I want to heat things as little as possible. There's my diode. Let's put my thing back on my. So I pretty much use my 6mm nozzle exclusively now. You know what? Let me see if I can use my thing to tweezers. I think it's held in place by some goop shit. But this thing's going to disintegrate anyways. So okay. Alright, let's check for a short again. So the short is on that side. There's still a short to ground. That should not be short to ground. So I suspect that it's probably the IC here that's jacked up here. It's a pain in the butt because this is not like your black. This is like waterproof epoxy basically, and it's a pain in the arse. It's really a pain in the arse. But let me just double check the schematics and then we'll check it. Alright, so I'm going to assume that it's probably a 10 microfarad cap or maybe something else. We'll go from there though. Alright, so let's desolder shield. Alright, so we've checked this one. We've replaced this diode and there's still a short. So next logical thing right now is probably to just remove this cap and this in that IC. It's probably the IC, probably the IC. But let's remove the cap first, check it, and go from there. Alright, so I'm going to turn my heat gun down to 200 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to start picking away at that black shit, black epoxy, and hopefully I can get it off. I may need a little more heat. I don't know what these things can withstand, but it's kind of like the two-part epoxy Loctite stuff that you buy. I mean, I think that's exactly probably what this is. So you basically want to scrape, but you don't want to scrape you don't want to dig into the board because you don't want to scrape the ground planes off. Then you'll have other problems. All right, you always need to make sure of that. So I'm at 200 degrees Celsius. I'm just gonna see if I can remove as much of this black tar shit, and then I'm gonna desolder this cap here. I don't think it's the cap, but it might be the cap. Who the hell knows? I don't think it is. Probably the IC. I hope it's the IC at least. Once I find a short, then I'll start replacing shit. Generally, you know, if it's a bad cap, you'll see something. You know, so the diode definitely burnt. We know that. It's possible that the cap busted. Well, yeah, I do see. Well, no, I don't really see anything suspicious with this cap here. But no harm in removing it. Careful with the ground plane. Otherwise, you will have issues later on. So it's actually coming off a little bit. The thing just crapped out on me. It's like when you heat this thing, it somehow. Alright. So I think I'm probably gonna have to increase my pricing for this backlight system here, the 6S and 6S Plus, because it's a pain in the arse. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to scrape a little bit of that ground plane, so I'm going to go ahead and try to remove it now. So I'm going up to 400 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to try to remove this cap first. I'm actually going to put a little bit of flux on it. This will make things a little bit easier. Okay. So let's test this puppy. Make sure this thing's not shorted. If it is shorted, then we are good to go. Oh, this is bad. By golly, alright, it's bad. It's bad, but so that's definitely a bad cap. But this is also still shorted, which I don't think it should be shorted. You know what? Maybe that does go to ground. Let me double check. Alright, so this is ground, so it should be yes, that should beep. So anyway, so it looks like this cap was the bad apple. We're just gonna replace that cap, and hopefully we should be good to go. Unfortunately, I don't think these caps are available. These 35-volt caps are available anywhere right now. I'm pretty sure I don't have one. I'll have to double check. If not, I will just take it from a donor board. I do have one iPhone 6s Plus donor board here. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a pain finding a 10 microfarad 35 volt 0603 cap. We'll go from there. Alright, so there's these big caps are hard to find here actually. So I stole this from an iPhone 6s Plus water damaged phone that I bought off of Swappa. That's the only 6s Plus logic board that I have laying around, and there's two of these big caps on the 6s Plus and one on the 6s, and DigiKey is out, and Moser.com, MOUSER.com, has these on back order. Lead time is 26 weeks. So the first available shipment is going to be May 11th, which that's a long time from now, 4 months from now. So it's not available on AliExpress. So basically, your only option right now is basically going to be it's going to be a donor board. So you might want to, if you can get your hands on some donor boards, you might want to get hold of them. Otherwise, this is going to prevent you from making some money off of these repairs. So this one's bad. I'm going to throw this away. And that one is good. So let me get my knife tip here. And let me tin these pads and put everything back together here. I hope it doesn't blow again. If it blows again, I'm screwed because the other cap is corroded on my donor board. So I'm probably going to be buying a donor board, 6S Plus donor board here sometime soon. Hopefully iCloud locked. Because the truth is, this repair is going to be, it's going to make more money than whatever the donor board's going to cost me, and other jobs, so I don't really want to be held back by a component, you know what I'm saying? So you can tell it's like corroded, but it's okay. I checked the capacitance on this thing, and it's about a little over 10 microfarad, so it's a good cap. And I'm gonna see if I can tin it a little bit here. Let's see if I can remove some of this corrosion and then tin it. Well, I know that side works, so I think I may just go with it. Don't do anything crazy, because this is my only cap that I have in stock. And if it turns out that it is the IC, then we are screwed, and it blows my cap again, we are screwed. I feel like I got too much there, so I'm going to see if I can remove some. Alright, let's go with the diode now. Pretty sure I have some diodes here somewhere. Let's see. Let's see. I could have sworn I have some diode. You know what? I think it's maybe a DigiKey diode. Let's see. Camera LDO 6S 30 volt. That's the glass diode. MacBook stuff. MacBook stuff. There you go. iPad Air. iPad 5S. Maybe I don't have it. Not coil near battery. Nope. 20 volt 6 plus diode, mini diode. I'm pretty sure I bought some of these diodes. It's got to be here somewhere. Got to be. Question is, where is it? Maybe this is it. Nope. Fuck. There you go. U4020. Nope. Oh man, this is not good. This is not good at all. What is this one? 6SQ. Nope. Did I really not buy any of these diodes, seriously? Or are they the same as the 6S? Let me double check. Okay, it looks like the diode is exactly the same as the 6 diode, so that's probably why I don't have why I don't stock them. I mean, I do stock them. I just don't have them labeled. So let me grab a diode. Let me grab an iPhone 6 diode and use that. Okay. So the question is, where's the anode, where's the cathode? Cathode is the side with the line. Let me double check the schematics. So, see, I'm pretty sure. I think. Okay, so I think, let's see. Cathode goes, so it goes like this. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let me check the diode, make sure that we're getting correct. So it's 0.2 volts going one way. Okay, so well, okay, perfect. Make sure there's no short here. Okay, there's no short there. So we should be almost good here. Did I put this water sticker back? Stuck to my Kapton. You know what? Forget it. Alright, let's clean this up. I think we're good. No, this is kind of peeling off a little bit, but that's because I was put a water damaged cap on here. It's not a big deal. That one's good. Alright. Make sure there's no more short here. One more time. I don't think there will be, but okay, we're good. This should turn on and work now. So let's reassemble this puppy. Well, put it in the housing and see if the backlight turns on. Okay. If you see smoke, then we're in trouble. If we see a backlight, then we are good. Alright, here's the moment of truth. No! Well, I see an Apple logo, but still no backlight. That sucks. Let me plug this sucker in real quick. Well, I think I'm going to have to replace that IC. That blows. Well, I guess it's unavoidable. So we will have to redo the IC. Yep. It could also be the other diode, but I might end up replacing that one too. But let's go with the. Let's go with the IC first. And I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I think I definitely have the IC in stock. So. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'll switch it back over in a second here. As soon as I get this Kapton tape off. Alright. Let's replace the. I might even have to replace that glass diode too, or maybe I should just do it as a preventative thing, because I don't want this thing coming back to me. And that would be the only other piece of the puzzle. I might just do the glass diode just for the fucking hell of it. I don't know. Let's do this first. Okay, so that's pretty much good to go here. So I make enough space for the IC to come in without having too much problems. So I gotta get rid of this black goop. Apple's attempt at a waterproof device failed. I don't think they really thought this through very much. think I might have been a little too rough with that last pad there. Shit. Uh-oh. That sucks. I don't want to run a jumper. No, no. Oh, dagger. Let's see where that pad goes. Alright, so I just jacked up a pad here. Let me see if I can show you guys. So this pad right here I jacked up, and looking at ZXW, it is under another chip. So that is bad. But looking a little closer, it looks like it's connected right here. So there's a little bit of a trace here. I'm just gonna peel this away. And be very gentle with it, and put a little extra solder on it to hold it. So it should be fine. I just need to make sure I don't damage it anymore. So the point is, don't be too harsh on this mother. Let me change tips real quick. I need a smaller tip. I don't want to jack this thing up any more than it has to be. Just want to make sure these pads are tinned so that I don't have to, so that once I stick that chip on, I don't have to redo it. So the chip is U4020, and I did buy a bunch of those, so I do have those in stock. And I'm going to pop one on now, and hopefully I won't have to do it again. Still doesn't work after this, then I'll have to replace the glass diode. So the dot goes, if I'm looking at it this way, the dot goes to the lower left. So I don't want to have to redo this, so shit. No. Okay, good. Okay, so hold this tight. Don't let it move. Wait until it sticks just a little bit. Okay, so that is pretty tight right there, and then now I'm just going to put some extra flux on it and let it roll. So I like to kind of wiggle it just to break the surface tension of the Alright. I hope that's okay. This glass dial looks like it's jacked too, doesn't it? I feel like I should just replace this anyways. But you know what? Before I do that, let me just check see if it works or not first. And then just to see for future reference. So you can see my looks pretty good. I think I didn't clean it enough, or maybe there's some extra flux in that corner. Because it looks like it's kind of off-centered a little bit. But that glass dial does not look good. Looks like it's lifted up pretty bad. So, anyways, let me just put a little IPA on this, clean it up, and then see if it works or not. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, hopefully it works. Nope, still see a backlight, but no, not bright. Alright, so something is wrong. Let's try the glass diode. That's not the problem. I don't know what the hell the problem would be then. I'll have to go back to the tape. Well, yeah, I don't think it was connected anymore. I don't think the top side was connected anymore, but maybe it was, I don't know. Doesn't look like it though. So, let's just make sure that we get the orientation right. The dot is on the left side, alright? So, This black tar stuff is just a pain in the arse, man. Alright. So let me get my glass diode out. This is turning into a long repair here, but now at least I'll know what to do. Okay. I could probably just reuse that diode, but there's no point in doing it. We will have success one way or another. That's for sure. Alright. Let's go. Try it again. Alright. Hopefully this works. No! Oh, still see a backlight, but no Apple logo, but not bright. So what does that even mean? Well, let's do this, Mike. Let's do this. Let's measure some voltages here. So I'm going to take the display off and measure some voltages, the backlight voltages, and see what's going on. Alright, I know the sucker's powering on. So what I'm going to do is measure the backlight voltage. 7, 3.9, 0.6. Those are all right. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm getting voltage to the... I don't know, maybe I should try another screen. Disconnect. It's weird. Is there something blocking my way there? Okay. Nope. Still see an Apple logo, but not the correct voltages. What the hell is going on here? Let me put this sucker on pause and think about it for a little bit now. Because definitely what else could it be, huh? That is weird. Let me double check the voltages one more time. Point 2. I mean, that voltage is just a little bit low. It should be more like... Actually, this is 3.8. I think that's right. 3.72. So I don't know what's going on now. That is weird. Alright, I'm gonna need to pause this and think about it. Alright, I checked it out a little bit more, and the only thing that I can find is that the pin on here, see, the second pin right here, which is the main backlight voltage connection, is at between 3.8 volts and 4 volts, and on a known good working board, it's 4.2 volts. So we're losing a little bit of voltage here somewhere. So I checked this. The only other thing that it could really be is this. Is the big coil here. It doesn't even look damaged though, but that's I don't know what else it could be, you know. And it's not going to be the small one because the voltage on these other two backlight connections are fine. So it's going to be the big one, and you know what? I don't know what else to do. I checked the resistance on it, and it's showing 0.4 ohms. Usually when it's bad, you know what? It should show right around 0.9 ohms. So the fact that it's shown 0.4 means that I believe that increases the current flow to it, which may be why the voltage here is at 4, not 4.2. So is that going to cause no backlight? I don't know. One way to find out. Let's replace it. gonna be a pain in the arse because not only is it the coil, but it's also has black tar shit all over it. So this is gonna be a pain in the arse to remove, which is why I didn't really want to remove it. But at this point, I'm looking at a full repair fee or inspection fee. And maybe this will help me diagnose future problems as well. So probably gonna rip these something off here. Let me get the little poker thing. Just gonna scrape some of this away before I rip it off. This is gonna be a show getting this thing off for sure. It's already burning up already. Try not to disturb anything else here. Nobody wants to remove the fucking coil, man. Nobody. But it's gotta be done. It just has to be done. Today it's gotta be done. Let me put a little flux on it. It's gonna cause a freaking gigantic mess here, but this is not coming up, damn it. This thing is so hot right now. Let me try my big iron, see if that works any better. Okay, let's put a new coil on it. This is turning out to be a long repair here. Alright, so I have my 6S Plus coil. So this is probably going to be pretty expensive repair, if it works. And I will know if it works if I get 4.2 volts, I think. It should. I mean, it should work. Well, oh shit. Oh, I done but the wrong one. That sucks. Well, that sucks. Do I have another coil? Man, this sucks. Oh man, do I not have any more coils? Let me pause this. Let me pause this because I thought I bought some coils, but I don't see any coils here. Hold tight. Alright, I found my coil. It's going to use heat to put the sucker back on. And I'm going to measure the resistance, and hopefully it's not 0.4. Fingers burning up. Damn. Right. So let's measure the resistance now, and hopefully it's not 0.4. Hopefully it's like more closer to 0.9 or 1 or something like that. Okay, it's 1.6 now. Okay, that's good. So let's see if this works. If this works, then this is going to be considered a full backlight system repair, but it's going to be a little more expensive than that iPhone 6 backlight problem. That's for sure. All right, let's see if it works. Boom! It was the coil. It was the motherfucking coil. So test the coil. If you're getting 0.4 ohms resistance, that is bad, even though it didn't look bad. I probably didn't need to change the IC. I think the IC was fine. So we have fixed it, and does touch work on this? It does work. Okay, I'm gonna reassemble this mother effer, and we're gonna consider this thing done. So it's time to get a new T-shirt. It's always the coil. Thanks.